Coach, the second half, you guys got out-rebounded 27-13 after being right there with them in the first half. What was the difference between that first and second half in your mind?
We stopped rebounding. Just didn't block out. Lost focus. We just lost focus. I think we know what we needed to do. I think that Tennessee made a commitment. We knew what that commitment had to be. And the rebounding was coming from everywhere. I thought that the guards in particular, who's the girl? But you know what, I will say, let me give a positive plus for Rachel, because Rachel hadn't rebounded well at all, but she got 10 rebounds. I think that Betnijah got hurt early, and she actually was leading the nation in rebounding, so probably within the first or second play. And so I kept taking her in and out because I wasn't sure how badly she was hurt, but it was obvious that in the warm-up she was catching the ball with one hand, and you saw that she couldn't even tie her shoes, so that was a major portion of the rebounding that we don't look for as an excuse, because we've explained to the entire team that we as a team have got to do a much better job of rebounding and not count on Betnijah. So today, Rachel Holloway stepped in and did what we needed to do, so she got those 10 rebounds. But we obviously needed a whole heck of a lot of more rebounds coming from everybody else, and it didn't happen. And it was times we just looked like we were standing around and just backing off, because they were aggressive, they were fierce, they were beasts on the boards, but there's no reason that we couldn't. But I guarantee you, the next time we play, we're going to be rebounding something, air or something, but we're going to be rebounding, I can guarantee you that, because that's where the game was lost, aside from the fact that we didn't hit foul shots.
Vivian, last time we were in here, you saw a lot of positives in the loss to North Carolina, just the way you guys fought and pushed the team to that brink. Does it hurt more this time, 2 times in a row? I mean, there are positives of pushing Tennessee that much, but to lose 2 games in a row like that?
This one personally hurt more. This one hurt more because North Carolina was a team that you had to play out. They were shooting the ball well at the 3-point range. So there was a reason. These guys weren't shooting it. Look, what did they shoot? 1 for 10? And so we knew. It bothers me. It really, this one is not sitting well with me, because of the range that these guys were shooting the ball. And, you know, hopefully if we could have even pressed, which we've obviously spent a lot more time on the offensive side of it, which is why we did not use the 55. And so we should have executed better. I think that we just missed shots. That's one. I mean, that happens sometimes. We just missed shots, missed layups, and we couldn't seem to settle everybody down to that. So that was one major part. But we did know that the offensive rebounds are killers. I mean, you get those rebounds and then they're scoring off of that. So on the execution side of it, did they execute? We missed shots. I thought we executed. We just missed shots, and that's sad, because we had we just weren't clicking on even 2 cylinders or 3 cylinders, and that's disappointing that that would happen on this game and that this particular stage. And hopefully, you know, that wouldn't happen again. But we've had too many great games that have been decided by what I would call unusual circumstances. But this was a circumstance that we could have controlled, and they weren't one of the better. That is in terms of range. Tennessee will continue to get better, but no, compared to North Carolina, no, this one bothers me a lot more.
Questions?
For the players and coach, you've now been exposed to a few nationally ranked teams. What does this tell you about sort of the state of your team? Where do you belong in the national discussion right now? Players and coach, please.
I think it's hard to. I don't want to plead a case. I think that the way you best present a case is you present the case, wins and losses, in the discussion. You know, so like I was saying to our team, you either win or we lose, period. You know, I think that you guys make judgments, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because I think that there has been serious mistakes made last year, and that has really been the case. So we're far better than what you know it looks like, and I'm bothered about that. I think that we got to win. We got to win big games, period, in the discussion, and we're right there in it. But I think to leave it to the decisions of anybody, committee, NCA, or anybody else is folly. You know, we could have, we should have, and we didn't. You know, as simple as that. And I would venture to say that when we see some of these people again, it'll be different. I'm hoping that it'll be different.
For the players, could you answer that, where you feel you stack up nationally?
You know, I think we can be compared to anybody that's at the top nationally. I think we do a variety of things very well that nationally ranked teams are doing as well. So I don't, though we lost, I think we're still up there. You know, things happen.
Questions?
Tyler, the last, obviously you had a big offensive game the last 7 minutes. The whole team only managed 2 points. What went wrong offensively the last 7 minutes?
Like Coach said, we didn't hit shots that we usually make. Missed some easy layups, you know. I mean, that's really what it was. We just missed easy shots, honestly.
They switched to zone. Was it anything with their zone giving you guys trouble, or was it just your shots?
It was just the shots. I mean, most of the shots were wide open, or shots that we usually take. They didn't fall for us.
Questions?
Betnijah, same thing I asked Coach earlier. Does this one bother you a little more just because it's the second time? You know what I mean? Like the first time you had some positives of pushing a team that far to not come up with the upset twice.
It bothers us more because we knew what we had to do. And, you know, I think the first game, we knew what we had to do and we did it. It just happened not to fall our way. But this game, we knew what we had to do and we didn't execute our plan at all.
That's what I'm saying. That's a perfect analogy. We knew what we had to do. And when we did it from time to time, it worked. But for whatever reason, we just went south somewhere.
Questions?
Guys, what's up with your thumb?
You know, we don't know exactly yet. We're going to the doctors and everything tomorrow.
You hurt in practice, or what exactly?
Oh,
did you get hurt?
the first play of the game, we were battling for the ball and it got kicked and she fell on me. So.
Got kicked.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you, ladies.
Okay.
Go
Can I
ahead,
just
go ahead,
ask
go
you,
ahead.
you weren't able to tie your sneaker at all? It hurt that much?
That's what happened. In fact, even if you looked at the warm-ups, she never put the ball in her other hand. So, you know, I didn't think I should put her in, and my coach that was sitting beside me said, I'm telling you, she can go, Naj can go. But I could tell that, and in fact, one of the timeouts that I had to call was because if Naj was where she needed to be, she would have to have made a passing decision. You know, it's like on one of the plays, this was toward the second half, too, when she got it in the short corner. If her hands are good, she finishes that. But her hands weren't good. They weren't strong enough. You know, it was a backside. You asked me about the zone. So what we did the next time is we called the same play, inverted her position so that it was Kalia, but we were trying to move her around. Yes, trying to move her around so that she could still be on the floor and not be in a position where she had to handle the ball in a pressing situation. So it was unfortunate. We saw that the first half, but we didn't realize. We saw the first couple of minutes of the game, but we didn't realize that she was hurt as bad as she was. And I could see tears in her eyes. And I kept asking her, was she okay? But we knew that she was just saying, I'm okay, I'm okay, okay. But at the end, and I was hoping that, you know, if we took Essie in there, and Essie did, and she always does a great job, but she was so small that they started posting her up, and that's where they started taking advantage. So even say, for example, if Betnijah couldn't function as well offensively, then she being a bigger body would still be able to block them out. So some of those rebounds that they were able to get were on much bigger people, on basically guards that we were putting on. And we considered playing with maybe two posts. But since we haven't done that this year, while we may have been able to do that, the truth of the matter is that it probably would have been disruptive for us offensively. So it's just a guess, in terms of which way it was. And I did think that we were going to settle down because, as you notice, when we were playing North Carolina, we went down by 11, and I didn't call a timeout. And I didn't call a timeout because I felt that we could sort of right ourselves. And I sort of thought that was going to happen this time, but we were, way too pumped and kept pushing it at speeds that were, let's say, detrimental to ourselves.
Betnijah, just wanted to be clear, it happened on that first play, you weren't hurt going in?
No, I wasn't hurt going into the game.
Any other questions? Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.